all I can think of and all I've been thinking of and praying about is, Lord, give me ways to help. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have a platform and be quiet and just be, well, they not looting my neighborhood. So, you know, I'm from the hood. Like I remember real food stamps. I remember the book of stamps. I remember you could take a food stamp and buy some gum and get real money back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I hate that we always have to feel like we need validation from white people, that we need their approval. Well, how'd I do now? I hate that. I hate that.
You can hate that. Let's talk on that real quick. You can hate that. I think what people miss the point is you can hate that part, but not hate white people.
Oh, I don't have no fun with white folks.
I love white people. They good. Not even from an Uncle Ruckus perspective.
Right.
There are good and bad does not come in colors. There's good black people. There are some horrible black people. I'm talking about,
I wasn't even going to say bad. I was going to say horrible too.
I have never been robbed by a white man. But I've been robbed by a black. I've never had my house broken into by a white man, but there's been some black people in my home that did not get invites. There are some good white people and some bad white people.
Yeah.
You can hate to be oppressed. You can hate to be put down. You can hate systematic racism without hating white people.
Of course. And what I'll say to that is, but everything you just said, everything you just detailed, that all comes with maturity. Yes, absolutely. You and I are in our 40s.
You are in your 40s, correct?
We know Jesus Christ. We know we got mature heads. We got children. We know we're fathers. Our mindset ain't just on us no more. We ain't the ones you need to worry about. It's these 25-year-olds with pistols.
And listen, 25. I wish they could get to 25. It's the 17 and 18-year-olds with pistols listening to Lil Wayne. And,
little whoever. It's a bunch of little.
Anybody. There ain't nobody grown up in rap. Everybody's still little. You got a little baby, the dub baby,
young regular baby, baby, not the mama. It's a whole bunch of them.
I'm the daddy. But
I believe that we, as the older generation who didn't have a bridge, like the problem is, y'all got to think of what. Not the white folk that you grew up with and the white folk who, that you appreciated church and you sit next to, and not them. But they great-grandparents was dirty. Like they was hella dirty. And until white folks say, hey, man, no racism for nobody. We don't need them to say Black Lives Matter. They don't have to say that. How about just no racism? You see what's going on right now. Another dude this morning got killed in Louisville by the police. Louisville, they're about to, I won't even speak it, but the people in Louisville is fed up.
The tension is high.
The people is high. I mean, it's.
So when we talk about the tension being high, let me ask you this. How do you feel about the looting? Because that's been a big thing where people are saying loot, not to loot. How do you feel about the looting?
It's funny is when you think about when you in your early 20s, hey man, all I have to reference to it is the 92 riots in LA over Rodney King, but I was in Germany. You know what I'm saying? I was in the military in Germany over there, but if you don't own anything, if you never owned anything and put your sweat and blood into a building, into a vision, into saying, hey, man, I want to open a restaurant one day. And then you finally save your money. You finally get your loans. You finally pay your insurance. You finally pay all the money it costs to just have a kitchen inside with the duck and all. When you don't own nothing, it's hella easy to say, go tear something up.
Insurance will pay it back. I'm thinking about, I got a friend of mine, their family has had a business that's been in business for 120 years.
Wow.
120 years. They had a jewelry business. So we got to think of that historically.
I'm already thinking. I was about to say, they black?
Black people selling jewelry for 120 years. That means you've been through segregation. Pretty much, you sold Kizzy and Kunta Kinte, they wedding rings. You've been in it that long that you can do that. They went in and did you just give me the hand? Did you just face palm me?
I'm trying to cover myself up so nobody see me laughing at this foolishness, though.
But they went in and looted that right here in Richmond, Virginia. They went and looted their establishment, and they had a showcase that had been in the family for over 100 years. They destroyed the showcase, took watches, things like this. Now, I'm not going to necessarily say it was all black people because we know it's been a lot of white people out there rioting and looting, and there's been a lot of people saying that they've been planted, and they may be. I'll go with that. But one of the things that I will say is that we opened the door to that when we went in and did these things without any kind of organization. When you just show up off of emotion, then you open up the Pandora's box for people who have ill intentions to come in and infiltrate you and make you look bad. They tell you, don't let your good be evil spoken of. And that's what ended up happening in a lot of these situations. But people don't understand how hard it is for old people to do stuff. Old people don't like forms. No. In order to get the insurance on something, you got to fill out a form. I don't know no granddaddy that want to fill out a form. You take a form, if they gave my granddaddy a form that said, here's $10 billion, it's yours right now.
Get that sheet of paper out my face.
He don't want it. Just off of a piece of paper. You talking about going in and you can't replace 100-year-old. You can't replace a 100-year-old showcase. You can't replace a broken heart. The city that I live in, we had one of the slammingest Philadelphia steak and cheese spots in the world.
Oh, I know.
It was owned by an old dude, right?
I know.
They killed the young man that worked in his shop. He never opened it again. Never. I don't think he stepped foot in. Because old people, they don't have time. Wow. Like literally and figuratively. They ain't got time to go through a lot of this stuff. So I think when we don't think it through, and I understand their aggression, like you said, we have the maturity now where we've grown up to realize that. I hear them talking, I be like, man, that's just because you ain't, old people used to say, just keep on living. And I never planned on dying, but their whole thing is you keep on living. And with that age, that wisdom, that maturity, it saves a lot of things. Now, here's something I want to throw at you too. Now, the antithesis to this whole movement has been, I hear a lot of people say, and I actually feel this kind of way too, and I want people to know my heart on it. The antithesis is, why don't we do this same thing when we have deaths, murders, and situations within our black communities? Why don't we respond the same way that we're responding when a white police officer kills us? Then people go, black on black crime ain't a real thing. They come up with all these things. So how do you feel about that part, bro?
I'm reading some of your comments, and I
didn't know you could read. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they talking about that was in P-Town. Rest up, Omar. Omar was cool.
Yeah, Omar's the young man's name.
Yeah, the young man that you was talking about. The bottom line problem is black people talk too much. We say we need to come together. We need to show them what we gonna do. We need to march. But Italians don't tell you. Jewish people don't say nothing. Asian people don't say nothing. Mexican people don't say nothing. They just do it. We don't have if you go to any city in America, it's a Jewish area, it's an Asian area, it's a Mexican area, and it's an Italian area. And then they just stay in their area.
And the Jewish.
The Asian people and the Mexicans they never go into no other grocery store except the one they got.
You can't find them anywhere else. But they go to their stuff only.
But we done got too bougie. I talked to my pastor. A black man owned Wayfield grocery stores. But we too bougie for Wayfield. We want Kroger's and Publix. And until we get into their pockets, how are we only 13.5% of the country, but we spend the most? That is the most backwards math problem ever. 13% is greater than 87% until we get in their pockets, dog. They saying, hey, July 10th or July 7th or whatever, there's going to be a blackout. Don't go anywhere. Man, they need more of them. They need hella more of them. How do you think they got the boycott?
I think we miss. So one of the things I think we have a big problem with, is today's culture. There's two things about today's culture. Today's culture is a microwave culture because if I ask a kid now what a double boiler is, they don't know what a double boiler is. A double boiler was back when your grandmama used to put a pot on top of a pot to warm up food, and it took a while. You used to have to warm up your food in the oven. It won't no 1 minute and you got your food. We had to learn. When
the toaster ovens came out, they thought them was the what?
My God,
toaster oven.
So now we have given them microwave. Everything is available right now. Right now, they've never had to wait. I didn't get my first cell phone until I had a job. I had to pay for my own cell phone. Now we give a cell phone to a kid at 8. You know what I'm saying? They 6 with a cell phone. So they've always had, kids never have to work towards. I didn't get my first pair of name brand shoes until I was in high school.
I was about to say, I was 17 and in the military, homie. So I don't even name brand what. Like
now we keeping them late. I had a pair of E-Tonics, and people don't understand. A&N used to have a sale page every school year, $19.99 E-Tonics, and the only choice I had was not what shoe I was gonna get, but what color. That was it. My mom be like, "You got $19.99. Pick one."
My mom put me in some jellies one summer and told
your
me
mom
that was
abused
the boys.
Your mom
I
abused
know.
You. That was abuse.
I know.
You can file charges right now.
I can still get some bread.
Yeah, which is probably why you still wear them flats. I mean, them slides every time I see you. You ain't got no.
No, the reason I wear them slides every time you see me is because of these beautiful 13s. That's what you need to worry about.
They're not.
Worry about that.
They're not.
When the last time you got a pedicure ever?
I'm gonna tell you when. Never. So just because
hold on. You ain't never had a pedicure?
Never in my entire life.
You, sir. I
had one massage.
No. I'm not talking about a massage. I'm talking about a pedicure. I'm gonna fly to Richmond and take you to a spa with me, and we gonna get pedicures because you need one.
This really is taking an awkward turn. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We both are secure in our manhood, but just people on the outside hearing that we get ready to go on a spa date.
I didn't say date. That's the problem. I said, I'm gonna help you get over your pedicure problem because once you get one, you're gonna be like, oh man, my shoes fit different. Oh man. Oh, that's why it's blood at the end of all my sheets. I get it. So
I'm a different dude, Griff. First of all, I don't like feet, period. I just believe there's no such thing as pretty feet. Even when a woman be like, I got pretty feet, I be like, no, you have feet. The word pretty don't belong with feet.
I got an aunt like that.
It don't matter what. I don't do feet. No, it don't matter what it is. Don't put them on me. Don't touch. After you get past 6 months, I don't want nothing to do with your feet.
You don't put them on you, homie?
No, none. You don't be trying to get close.
Hold on. Why though? What they make you think of?
I don't even know. I just itch. You know, you be like, if a woman want to be like, let me rub my foot on you. No, get it away. I need your feet to be far away. So it ain't no such thing. I don't get what the pinky toes never get right. That bunion, I don't know how your big toe makes that inward turn. It's just a lot going on with feet.
You are blessing me, right? I don't know how you're gonna be able to read your comments.
Feet are for work. Feet are for work. That's what feet are for. Feet are a work instrument.
Candace, EJ, Mima, Terry, Lynette, they are going in. Felicia Wallace, Darius, Ebony.
A woman washing your foot is the ultimate.
You got a foot phobia. You really.
And I'll go with it. Toeophobia. Yeah. I don't know what you calling it. I'll take that. And
it's the dude on here. It's a lady saying, "Bruh, a woman washing your feet is the ultimate. Nobody has done right by you, son.
I will be wronged. Allow me to be wronged.
My mama abused you. You going through abuse right now, brother.
I will take it. You could have threw my mom in there, but you remember my mama had died, so you had to come back a little bit. I ain't sensitive. You didn't kill her.
Okay.
If you had killed her, then I probably would have been mad.
I love you, dog. Okay.
We getting ready to wrap this up. So before we wrap up this subject, because we got off, I don't know how
we had 25 more minutes.
No, we ain't going off, but I'm just saying. Now, we went from marching to talking about feet. I don't even know how. I guess they
go together.
I guess they go. How do you think Martin Luther King's feet look? Because he marched in hard bottoms the whole time. if Martin Luther King were alive today, I just want to get him some sketches. I just believe that's what his real dream was, that he had some shoes
to
with
have
air
some
soles.
to let his toes breathe. You so stupid. Somebody just said
Him and Jesus.
Demetrius just said when it comes to black on black crime, the difference is that the black man is being prosecuted, the white cop isn't. So this is what I was taught. Let me tell you what I was taught my whole life. I've had this voice probably since I was 11 or 12. My mother told me that when I grew up, that people were going to be definitely frightened of my voice. So I had to be very careful how I talk to people.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You sound a lot like Weezy Jefferson, but move on.
Never heard that one before. That is actually very original. Touche. But I've been told just me getting excited about a football game, like, come on, like, that's just passion. Mm-hmm. Now imagine if I was yelling at somebody. So I'm always having to tell people, I'm not yelling. I'm just being passionate. Like, you
just loud.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have, but how many people you think in my life done told me to shut up in the public? Like, hey, man, why don't you shut up? White folk, black folk, like, you're not the boss of my volume. And we outside, like so it's the little things. I know when I go into stores and I talk to people, I got to try to bring it down as low as I can. How are you, sir? I don't want, I was just asking a question. I'm not mad. I'm just passionate about blah, blah, blah. Like, He
really likes asparagus. Yeah, I get it. So a lot of the biases, so two things that I'll say about that. There's a lot of biases because I feel the same way about Asians. Call it racist, but I don't think I've ever heard Asian people talk to each other and it didn't sound angry. When they speak in their native tongue, if you think about it, when you order your sausage and rice and they call it in the back, they sound like they are disgusted with you and life. But it's just the tone and timbre.
But when you go get a manicure and pedicure, they be so soft. They go, how you do?
Yeah, we're getting shut down. This is it. This clearly a church. Hey, man, I do want to address, we getting ready to go to a second commercial. I do want to address one of the things that I think is a misnomer. Cops do get off on a lot of stuff when they kill people in the black community. But the black community protects their killers. That's the craziest thing to me. It's so many people that we know have killed people, and we still going to the court with them, playing ball with them, high five them. We'll high five you and be like, and walk away. He killed Lil Darius.
He a murderer.
The young man we talking about, Omar, they still ain't turned in. Everybody, the streets know who killed that young man.
Really?
But they ain't turned them in, and they ain't done no street justice. That would be if at least you won't tell him, because you was gonna go get them yourself, I understand. But we won't even go and handle it ourselves. So I think there's problems on both sides. And the key is one of the things that you said, the solution is we got to stop talking about it, being about it. I think a lot of people are operating in fear. We can't let that fear control us, and we can't be in ignorance. I stand behind it right now. A lot of those people that are marching now would not have marched with King. And I tell you why. When you were marching with King, you knew it was some repercussions coming your way. King and them, every time they marched, they knew dogs were going to get let go on them. They were going to get spat on.
And guess what? That's why they was always dressed up. For what?
They could go straight from the march to the funeral.
They so stupid, dog.
My bad. Let me do this commercial, man. Today's episode has been brought to you by Mount Lebanon Missionary Baptist Church under the leadership of Bishop Kim W. Brown. If you're looking for a church where you can grow as a Christian and a person, then this is the place for you. Weekly worship services are Sundays at 8 and 10 a.m. with a Wednesday night Bible study at 7 p.m. And as they say, only at the Mount. I talked to Bishop Brown today. He wanted me to let him know that his church is not silent. He is not silent. He has one of the larger churches in the area. Okay. And a lot of people are looking back and being like, well, what is the church doing? And they are organizing a rally. They want to have a peaceful, organized rally. So they're going through logistics. They're planning. They're making sure everything is going to work in the right way. So keep your eyes open for that.
Shout out to, and I thought that was going to be a fake commercial. Then I was listening all the way, and I said, oh, so the first one was just a setup for the real one.
I ain't sold all my commercial slots yet.
It's a lot of pastors out here that have a plan, and there's a lot of pastors that's being quiet. But you know, in this time during this pandemic, while everybody been away from church, the Christian people, you know what kind of pastor you had by how you've been in the last 11 weeks. If your pastor was telling you, learn about the Lord, read your Bible, find you a word, get you somebody to listen to something, go, or did you have a pastor that was just entertaining you on Sunday? Because now you out here like, man, I don't know what to do. But my pastor really always taught us, use your pastor power. You don't have to call me all the time. Touch yourself. Heal yourself.
Pause. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, to touch yourself, because a lot of people have been doing that over the last 11 weeks. But I can say it because this ain't church. There's a lot of people that took that touch yourself part personal. They ain't done nothing. Over these last 11 weeks, they have gone straight to the touch yourself.
You know what I love right now?
What's
It's
that?
some women looking crazy as hell, dog. Like somebody that was about to turn into a werewolf, like, then they phone rang. Hello? Like, they just look bananas and nobody's saying nothing. And for me, that's like a big women. It's such a good time. If dudes are holler at you when you looking like Teen Wolf baby mama.
We hollering at women with masks on their face. We don't even care no more. Half the women I hollered at the last 2 weeks, I don't even know what they look like for real. I just be guessing. I feel like I'm dating Muslims. It's crazy. So let's talk this thing through. We've been.
I like how you had a list of things you wanted to do. That was good.
I did. I did. I got cue cards. Like,
no, I know, but you know how they shift though. Like that's how I love how you like.
I got a producer over here. He over this Jay doing usher signals. He like, hey, he doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and I'm just doing whatever I want to do. So we know you from the Erica Campbell Morning Show, man. Some of the saved people listen to it. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's a difficult. I applaud you all for doing the show because the show is Christian, but it's still good. A lot of Christian stuff is whack. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Y'all don't have a whack show, and for y'all to step into the morning show arena, I gotta applaud you for it because that's hard. Because you out there, you dealing with Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, dealing with all that stuff, and saints act like they want to listen to gospel music all the time. But
we know what they're doing.
A lot of people work on their way to church. So the fact that y'all can keep people watching is great. So people know y'all from that. So we want to get to know you a little bit, and then we're gonna go to this last subject because I think
Jason Earls, what's happening? Chris
That's my
Clark,
dude.
What up, though?
I'm gonna go to this last one. We're gonna get to know you a little bit, then we're gonna do this last topic because I think it's gonna be funny and it's gonna be poignant. So we know you're Griff. Where you from, brother?
I'm from Cali. I went to 21 different schools growing up, so I just say I'm from
praying
Cali.
for you.
My father from the Bay, my mother from the bottom, so I'm a real Cali dude.
Oh, okay. Favorite cereal?
I haven't had it in a long time, but Captain Crunch berries.
So basically, man, you got a reinforced mouth. You can't just eat Captain Crunch.
But look what I do. Look what I've been doing my whole life. I put them in a bowl, I soak all of them, and I walk away for 20 minutes.
At least. You can't
just
go
in. I come back, and I soak them again for 15. Promise you. My whole life.
You got to treat Captain Crunch like you do some beans. You know how you got to soak beans overnight? If you want to get some Captain Crunch, you got to put it in milk the night before. You will lose the top of your jaw meat, homie. They so sharp and hard. Even the balls. Yeah, balls. All right. So your favorite cartoon?
Of all time?
All time.
My favorite cartoon of all time, it was this little owl, and when he wanted to be in the choir, but he wanted to do jazz, and his parents kicked him out the house, and he was walking through the woods going, I love the singer, and the moon of the June of the Springer, and when the singer with the sky so blue and the teeth. But then when he really had to do it, because everybody started hearing him, he went to the place to do the thing, and then his parents was in the window, so he started singing choir again. He's like, and the rabbit was gonna give him and he was like, no, son, love the singer, love the Moona and the Juna and the Springer. So that's
because that money was on the line. Your parents will change. Because I think it was some money on the table at that J. Your parents will change when you about to win that money. You ain't got to love Jesus to get this money. Get this money. Huh? You can come back. You can come back. What's your dream car? What's your dream car? You can have any car in the world, man. What is it? Probably like 6'4" with
a 56 Chevy that's silver and black with a Raider logo on the top with gray leather interiors with a Ignite booming system with hydraulics in it. I'm getting one.
You so West Coast, man. You so West Coast, man. Light or dark liquor?
I
told you this ain't church. Light or dark?
I drink whiskey, Irish whiskey.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a vodka guy. When I indulge, I'm gonna go with vodka. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a true story. I'm kind of racist when it comes to liquor. I had no idea that Tito's was a vodka. I thought it was named Tito. It's got to be a tequila. I was like, that's off the top.
And then you got hip to Tito's. It was a rap, huh?
Yeah, I'm on in, man. I'm living La Vida Loca now. I'm living La Vida Loca.
No, they say no.
So we're gonna get into our last topic, but I want to do this, man, because I want to tell people one of my favorite memories of you is we were in DC. We did a show in DC. It's two parts about that show that I really take to. We were at a Cathedral of Praise for a Christmas show. Yeah. And I felt good about the show, man. We went, did radio, we was riding around, and they had posters and stuff. I felt good. Unbeknownst to me, 1 week later, Kirk Franklin was gonna be doing they
real Christmas. We was like the watch night.
He was doing a watch night, man. So we had a poster up, but they had like bought planes for Kirk Franklin. Like the stuff they had, our promo was dope. But when we saw the Kirk Franklin stuff, I was like, oh.
Yeah, we ain't there yet.
Yeah, we ain't. It let you know you ain't quite there. But one of my favorite stories about you, man, because a lot of people say that. A lot of people talk about even in a time like this, they're like, well, what is this celebrity saying? What is this celebrity saying? They're not doing enough for the community. One of the things that I'll always remember about you is we went out to eat after that show. It had to be about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. And we pulled up, I think it was an Applebee's or something of that nature. So one of those chain kind of restaurants to eat. And it was a kid outside. It was two kids outside selling cookies.
It was an Applebee's. You're right.
It was an Applebee's. They was outside selling Famous Amos cookies in the bag. And you was like, dog, it's 11 at night. Why y'all out here? They didn't even have no team sponsorship. It wasn't like they were trying to get into college. They were just out there hustling.
Right.
And they had run out of crack, so they were selling cookies. And you was like, how much is it for the cookies? He's like, 50 cents. You like, how many you got in the box? He was like, like 20. He was like, how much for the whole box? First of all, threw him off. He could not do that math.
He went like this. He went.
And so you was just like, and the
then
mom
he
was
went
out
like
there.
this. $7.
The mom was out there. You was like, yo, if I just give y'all $100 right now, will you take these kids home? So he's like, that's all I want you to do. Take them home. And so the fact that you saw the struggle, you didn't make them feel bad.
No.
And you just gave, you didn't have all the cash.
I make them feel bad because your mama right there. And
your mama is with you. It was miniature pimping. You were just like, yo, can I just give them $100 for you to take them home? That's $50 a piece.
Keep all the candy. Keep it too.
Yeah, and y'all can have it. So they resold those. You know they sold those again.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, they resold those. So
but I remember what you said too. You said, hey, come here. I'm gonna get that about you, dog.
They paid for. These is like our cookies. So
these is our cookies.
These is like our cookies.
Yes.
So let me ask you this, Griff, and I love it because you're a West Coast dude, and I like to ask questions that might throw people off that they won't ask in church. So you're a West Coast dude. LA, we all know that the devil's lettuce is legal in LA.
Oh,
you can go to a dispensary and you can get weed in LA.
My whole family is weed heads.
So
everybody.
There you go. So I'm gonna ask you this. I want to get your opinion, and even the people who are watching on Facebook. what if you live in a state where it's legal? We're gonna start right there. If you live in a state where it's legal, how do you feel about your pastor doing weed? If you go around your pastor's house and he puff giving, even if he just doing edibles. TD Jakes, if TD Jakes lit one, how would you feel?
Well, so
He might talk better. It might get rid of his lisp. Go ahead though.
There's the problem. I know a lot of pastors like you. After the church event, we go out.
I'm not a pastor though.
No. And I'm just saying, when we leave the event and then we go eat with the pastor and the first lady
Absolutely.
and the armor bearer and all them. Some pastors might have some wine. Some pastors might have a margarita. Some people will say it's too many people in here. I know, and I can't have one in here.
They live in that fishbowl, right?
I think it's discretion. I think it's if I live in a state where I can smoke weed, you don't get to ask me why I smell like weed.
You can't ask. If your pastor come in on Sunday and he smell like the bubonic, you just got to be like, hey, dog, it's legal.
I hope he got a good word.
He probably got a whole lot of them.
Look, a unnecessary amount.
He just rambling for no reason whatsoever. Just rambling.
Hey, how many of y'all ever been in a real desert? Y'all crazy.
If we want to be like Jesus, we should wear sandals. Jesus wore sandals, and here you go in the back. That's why we got to get our feet done, Pastor. I can already see
they first lady? Just me? Hello? They always sip their water like it was a victory drink. Now, if you love somebody, say amen. It's like a victory drink. If you don't just drink your water, Pastor, I think you should walk right.
The one thing I hate about pastors is that they get better drinks than we do. They don't have to participate. We got to participate in the whole service. He up there with orange juice covered up with a napkin, completely covered, frozen.
Punch.
Nice drink.
We in the pews going.
I can't tell my neighbor nothing. I'm parched.
They done made the little communion things. It look like a little Tic Tac now on the top. Have you seen them new ones that look like a Lunchable?
And you can't get to the body of God. You can't get that top. Listen, I don't know who doing security for the body of Christ, but you can't get to that body of Christ and save your life. That's why I just go ahead and bring some goldfish to church with me.
You stupid.
So when they go to the body of Christ, I just go to my pocket.
Or some Cheez-Its. I've been saying forever.
I got flavor blasted Jesus.
I love you, dog.
My Jesus tastes like pure cheddar.
Now, I would like to go back to why you get fired from the radio.
So, all right. So we did say we were going to circle back to that, man, your memories and
I wrote it down. I wanted to really come back to it.
Good work.
Because I ain't know.
So there's two things. I could be spiritual with it if you want me to, or I could be realistic. So
be carnal.
Okay, I'm going to be carnal. When you work in radio and you know this, even when they tell you you have freedom, you don't have freedom. You can't say what you want to say because their bottom line is they're trying to make money. Anybody who thinks that radio is on so that you can hear gospel music, that is not what they on. They are on to sell.
I mean, they are.
Lies. They are on to sell commercials. So if we can get you to listen and hear these commercials, that's what they're about. And so they wanted to try to kind of control a lot of the stuff that I was saying, and I ain't really that fall in line.
But you smart. I'm a nonconformist too, but you know how to do stuff. That's why I'm
Yeah, but I would do it. I would come back. So the bottom line came, we got a lot of people, I'm gonna tell you now, that were running that station. If they had to vote today, it would definitely be Trump. So they had that kind of a view. And they didn't like when, a person of a darker hue stood up for themselves or said stuff like, hey, this policy doesn't make sense.
You in the South for reals?
Yeah, I live in the South. Yeah.
Got
You're getting that. And so when I heard from one of the people in corporate that they wanted me to just be funny, don't have an opinion.
Wow.
And I was
that sound like LeBron James just play basketball.
Right. And I was like, so you just want me to come in and shuffle for the people, huh, mister? Huh? I have to be Django. and it just ain't gonna work, man. So what's so crazy is even in that, man, the when they talk about systematic racism, even the racism in that, like the fear of a black man really even showed up in that. Like, they couldn't even fire me in person. They fired me in a conference call after hours, after work hours, when they knew they weren't gonna be in the building on a conference call.
Don't be all shocked and amazed.
Yeah, they're like, hey, don't come in no more. And I was like, they tried to get my key early. They were like, hey, man, we want to shine the keys up, man. Do you mind dropping your key off so we can shine it?
What they want to do to the keys?
We just want to shine them up, man. We've been noticing a lot of dull keys. So we're going to put some turtle wax on the key. If you can just drop that off, and then after that, we'll call you.
We got this Shamu towel. We just want to.
Not the sham wow. So that's how that went, man. Man, we out of time, man. I ain't gonna keep people, man. You know, everybody got looting and rioting to do, so I don't want to hold them up. Let everybody know, man. First of all, I appreciate you, man, for being the inaugural guest. We may be able to do another show. I don't think I got kicked off or anything yet, so I definitely appreciate it. Let everybody know, man, where they can find you. We know that. Oh, that's the question everybody want to know. How is it working with Erica?
Shout out to Chris Clark, one of them Jersey comedians. Funny dude, man.
He's Philadelphia, ain't he?
It's really Jersey.
Pennsylvania.
Jersey.
He's from Connecticut.
He's from Littleton or something. He
may have wore a jersey once, but go.
I'm going to wait for him. I'm not even going to say nothing until he replies where I know he's from Littleton, New Jersey or something. Like, he from Jersey. East Coast comedian to me. Working with Erica Campbell has been the highlight of my entire career. This is my third radio job. I never felt more part of a show than I have with her. I never, because, you know, she's not new to radio, but she was new to the radio game.
Absolutely.
Know, so it was her and I in the beginning, just me and her, like, 6 months looking at each other, like me saying, hey, do the time check. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was giving her little signals. That's good. That's good. It's 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Like, so we learned, they brought me in to help Erica. Like,
okay. Go ahead and humble brag. Okay.
Who could be funny and help her do the show, who got radio experience. So I thank God for that opportunity, but Erica Campbell is the best boss I ever had in my whole life, like ever.
That's word. People try to tell me I look like Warren.
You don't.
Which I don't think I do, but if I do, it also gives me hope to have a fine wife one day.
You better speak it. Listen. I love how you turned that around.
I'll accept it. You be like, listen here. I'm not what they call the most handsome brother in the world, but if I can end up with one of those, that was my second gospel crush.
Oh.
My first one was Erica was my second gospel crush.
Who was your
first one was Yolanda, but then I realized Yolanda is too saved.
Oversaved.
After I saw Tina and Erica, and I realized they shoot and fight, I was like, that's what you want.
Don't do that, dog.
No, that's what I'm just saying. That's the kind of gospel girl I want a gospel girl. I want them to be Baptist.
What?
Where it ain't no rules. Yolanda is straight Kojic, holiness.
Yeah.
But I seen that album cover in that all white. I was like, that's what I want, Lord. You know. You know what I want, Jesus. Go ahead and give it to me. Hey, man, thank you so much, Griff, man. Let everybody know where to find you, brother.
Thank you, Alicia. She said, welcome to Jacksonville. Yeah, we just started a new radio station there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's the same people that fired me.
Is it?
Yeah, but they don't control you, so.
The new station or the old one? We on with Willie and Darlene and them now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the same people that fired me. Y'all have at it, though.
Y'all can find me everywhere on the number 2 and the word trillion, at 2 trillion on everything. It's my website, Instagram, Twitter, everything. Thank all y'all for jumping in and staying on. That's a big deal. Lil Booty.
For an hour, they stayed on for an hour, man. Looked at their phones.
Listen, I'm talking about, and constantly everybody typing. Mima said, enjoyed you both today. Thank you. Yeah, stay safe out there. Hey, man, the problem with us nonconformists and us dudes who been living our life the way we want to, we're very easily offended by folk who have opinion about us. So what I learned during this last week and a half is I just need to stay home. I need to stay home. So I'm telling you as a brother, be safe out there. I know your opinion is strong. And just this is all going to turn around. We got to trust God and know that he's God and we ain't.
That's the wisdom you get from having 9 daddies. Hey man, hey man, y'all wanna if you're interested in sponsorship, anything, man, y'all can hit me up, tacpodcast@gmail.com. Man, thank you so much, Griff, for being here. We're gonna go ahead and get out of this thing, man.
Your boy Darius said he pulled over from driving just to watch this. That's dope.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
I appreciate it. Hey man,
take
look,
care, OG.
Y'all going 2-14.
Yeah. You be making me come out my Jesus a little bit, but I know how to stay in it.
Stay in them sandals, brother. All right, we out.